Hello and welcome to PMC English. You're watching our series of Unplugged with Masters. This is Ayushi Farasi. In this episode of Unplugged with Masters, we have a great master with us. She is a counselor, soul coach trainer, facilitator of alternative healing modalities, past life regression, inner child work, family constellation, rebirthing, breathing and life between the lives from the Quantum Life University. So now let's get into conversation with Harika and let's unplug her life journey, her spiritual journey, and let's get to know more about spiritual topics, spiritual concepts in this episode of Unplugged with Masters. So now let's begin. So hi Harika, welcome to PMC English and thank you for joining in this episode of Unplugged with Masters.
Thank you for having me here, Ayushi. Thank you.
So firstly, starting with your meditation journey, like we would love to know about your meditation journey, like how you got introduced to meditation.
Yeah, so my mother is the one who introduced me to meditation. She taught me meditation when I was in second year of intermediate, that is 12th standard. So from then it was the turning point of my life. And yeah, there were experiments. Initially, I didn't believe that this will happen, that will happen and all of that. So I've done my own experiments as a teenager. I didn't want to believe anything blindly. So
if you can elaborate experiments, like what kind of experiments did you do?
Those were some childish experiments when I was in the 12th standard. I was like, my mom told me, when she told me that this is how you meditate, and I've learned it just today, I thought I'll share it with everyone and we'll all do it together. I was interested because I've heard about meditation from other people, and I've heard that it will increase memory power, focus, everything. So I've heard good things, so I wanted to try it out. But before she ended, she said, whatever you think will manifest if you meditate. Then I was like, no, I believe in other things, but whatever you think will manifest, whatever you want, you will get it. All these things, I don't believe in such things. And she's like, no, you meditate for 40 days and whatever you want, it'll happen in your life, she said. So I said, I'll prove it to you. I know I am interested in meditation, but I don't believe in such superstitions. So I'll meditate for 40 days and prove it to you that whatever you want doesn't just come like that. So I started meditating regularly. She asked me to meditate, how we do Ana-Pana-Sati meditation for as many minutes as your age. So I would do it every day as soon as you get up. So after 25 days or so, I got a little impatient and I was like, okay, today there's an exam and I don't want this exam, I'm not prepared. I want this exam to be cancelled. If not, I'll stop meditating. That was
okay, so you were experimenting in that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it actually got cancelled. That was a silly reason why they cancelled the exam also. Okay. It was unbelievable. So like that, I've done a few experiments and everything started happening. I didn't tell my mom because she would win and I would lose. So after 2-3 experiments, then I finally told her, okay, whatever you said, it's true. But I still can't believe it. If you just sit, if you just close your eyes and sit at home, how come things are happening like that? So there was this uncle who was a retired scientist, Raghunatha Rao Garu. He also lived in our hometown Rajahmundry, where I am from, and my mom, dad took me to him. He's a retired scientist and he meditates, so he'll be able to explain you the phenomenon better. So that's what my dad said, and I met him. I got my doubts clarified. I understood a lot of things about how when our conscious mind really calms down when we meditate, then the thoughts actually reach to the subconscious where things start manifesting, coming into physical reality. So that made sense. Otherwise, I never believed in magic, and not that I don't believe it. I used to think that's just fantasy and no blind following,
Okay.
So that really interested me a lot, and I started learning more. Especially my sister, my mom, dad, me, all of us used to meditate together. I really loved that. We started spending more time together. more laughter at home, and it's all beautiful after that.
Like, how was your life before doing meditation and after doing meditation? Was there a drastic change in your life?
So we have always been a fun family, but then after meditation it increased, I must say. It started increasing day by day, and a lot of unnecessary superstitions and everything started fading off. We started living more free life and being open to ideas, to learning from each other. Otherwise, the typical, mother, father, jo bhi kehte hai, you just have to follow it, all of that. But then after meditation, they've also opened up a lot. We started expressing ourselves that, Mama, I don't really like this, I want to do this. And they started respecting our choice, not to force us or anything. It was already there from beginning. They've always given us the freedom. I was interested in arts and they've always encouraged me towards that. But after meditation, they were more confident as well. Patriji, his teachings, it really inspired my mother and father, and of course the two of us, me and my elder sister. So they especially were very, very touched. And they used to do everything that Patriji says, So that was a really nice phase. After meditation, we started eating mindfully, spending time with each other, more qualitative time with each other. Earlier, it was not a preference, but after meditation, we started really enjoying each other's presence. Everything we started doing more mindfully. So that's the best thing.
You shared about your whole family meditating together. If you can just share one of the greatest experiences, or a moment that you will cherish forever while meditating with your family.
That's interesting, yes. So we always used to go to at that time we used to have these Dhyana Chakras with some other name, I forgot the name, but every event of Patriji.
Dhyana Yagna, I guess.
Dhyana Yagna, like that. Every year we used to go for Buddha Purnima celebrations. And even at home, my dad was very, very interested about pyramids. Every corner of the house you will find either a small one or a big one. There are so many pyramids. As soon as he started meditating, he saw a great difference in his health, improvement in his health. So also Patriji, the way he was, the way he is, of course, it's so touching. My dad used to be very different. He used to be a very angry person also. But after meeting Patriji, he's become so soft, and it was very inspiring to see our dad changing so much, surrendering to the Guru like that. We've never seen him like that. So that brought a beautiful bond between all of us. We started sharing. My dad shared his journey with us, and we started expressing. And all the pyramids in the house, the way he was very curious, he used to get the carpenter and get this kind of pyramid, that kind of pyramid, folding pyramid, everything. At that time it was very rare to find someone who would make a right angled pyramid, but he used to get it done. So every moment, whenever we would meditate together, all four of us are sitting in the house and meditating together. It's just so beautiful. Before that interaction or that was not there. Spending time with each other, that was not there. After we started meditating, my mom started reading books, meditation books. And she used to share whatever is there. I read this book today and this is what they said. It's so interesting. And my sister used to read books a lot. She loves reading, and I used to just listen to them. There's a lot of joy, a lot of sharing amongst each other. So the relationships became stronger in the family. That's the best part. As if we go into meditation experiences, I don't know, everyone has our own experiences, that's a different thing altogether. But overall, as a family, we bonded together more after meditation.
So it's like, meditation got you all more closer.
Yes.
Yeah. So also, Harika, you have been associated with Quantum Life University for a very long time, like almost a decade. So how did you get introduced to Quantum Life University?
So that's also because of my parents.
Okay.
And I'm always so grateful for them. They are just so encouraging. They've always been encouraging me. They've introduced me to meditation. They've introduced me to Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi. After my degree in fashion design, I immediately went to attend Past Life Regression workshop with Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi. That was because my sister was interested in it, and because she is going there, I also wanted to just go and explore. Not because I was very interested actually. Just because she is going, I want to go.
Okay.
That was the thing. And of course, it's in no way relation to fashion design, it's total surprise for everybody who knows that I've done fashion design. But after attending the 2-day workshop on past life regression, we are just so touched by the wisdom, by their presence, by everything that is about QLU. We didn't want to stop. Me and my sister, both of us, attended all the workshops, all the retreats by Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi. And from 2008 to 10, we attended all of them. And in 2010 October, we just decided to join the university to serve. So I was just asking myself, okay, now that all workshops are over, all retreats are over, what to do next? How do I learn more from them? So I thought, okay, let me learn through serving. So at that time, I didn't know any work at all. I just graduated and I didn't even do any small, tiny work also at home. So I was not sure if I will be able to help them in any way at all. But then I just decided that let me go, learn and
Explore.
see what see what I can do. So it's been a great journey. From the time I joined Life Research Academy, at that time the head office in Hyderabad was called Life Research Academy. Now it is Life Foundation.
Okay.
From the time I joined in 2010 October, after that my growth has been like rapid. It's great. How means earlier I used to be very childish, but later I became childlike.
Okay.
So there's a lot of difference. Those who know about inner child work can understand that difference. Inner child really helped me a lot. Inner child retreat is one of the programs in QLU, and that is the one which really helped me grow. It's a turning point in my life. After meditation, meeting Dr. Newton, and then inner child. That is the main thing.
If you can just elaborate a little about this inner child, because for many audience they don't know about inner child. So if you can just explain in a gist, or you can elaborate it.
Sure. So inner child healing is very, very important for all of us. It's about going deeper, going into the childhood memories and finding out the root cause of all the behaviors that we have in the present life, present moment, and in this time. Like for example, there are people who react a lot for small things. Maybe they are not really reactive, but small things make them feel very reactive suddenly.
It triggers them.
It triggers them, yes. And they don't understand, why did I react like that? Why did I not respond? What happened to me at that moment? These kind of questions come. And certain things, they don't even know. I just don't like this, they'll say. And they don't even know why. Certain things just make them feel very upset. Why is that so? If you just go back, most of the things come from our childhood. There's something, maybe in childhood something has happened, and that is what you are carrying till now. There are certain things that we can't even imagine, I'll tell you an example. When I was attending Inner Child in 2008 somewhere, there was a co-participant, and he was around 54 years old, around approximately, and he had a kidney failure, and the other kidney was also getting damaged. and he didn't know the root cause. He came there to attend inner child just to learn and all. So while he was going through we were all going through the program, there are demonstrations. Okay, so he was one of the demonstration person who was getting his demonstration done, and he connected to his childhood memory where he was in school, 2nd standard or something, and he had to go to the toilet. He was so scared of the teacher, he couldn't ask, and he just peed in the class, and he got a lot of scoldings and a lot of teasing and all from the
Bullying and all.
bullying in class. After that, he started developing this thing, that was the root cause. After that, he slowly started having these issues in his body and all, gradually, not immediately. Later, after the inner child work was completed, he went back, and then we got to know that his other kidney actually started healing. So the one that's failed, we can't do anything about it, but the other one started healing and it is not deteriorating anymore. We were so surprised. When he was going through this experience, he cried like a baby, like a little one. He actually looks very strong and all bold and all. But then we were so surprised to see him cry like that, and he actually released everything, all that childhood trauma. We can't even imagine, right? Kidney failure is such a big thing for us. And this kind of incidents in school, so it keeps happening everywhere. But we can't relate that with this. But it is so. There are people who have, women who have gynec issues or menstrual issues because of childhood trauma. Because they could not, their parents did not accept them as a girl child. Right. So that is a big thing. When a baby is born and the parents hold them, the baby just gives love. Even though the baby is crying at that moment, the baby needs that love and approval and only love, nothing else. More than the physical needs, they survive with love. But in that first moment, when the mother or father or grandmother, whoever holds them first, and they look at them and say, oh, it's a girl, or oh, it's a boy, then that's a big thing for them. The entire life they start rejecting their gender, and that really affects them at a later. Either they become very tomboyish, or they start rejecting their femininity, because of which a lot of issues happen. People don't tend to explain to young girls about their this menstrual cycle, or this is a beautiful phenomenon that all women go through. They don't explain it, that also creates a trauma. In India, in certain places, they just kind of put them away or aside. All these things really give them a trauma, kind of. So at a later point, it really affects them a lot, and it is carried to their children again and all such things. So inner child healing, once that is done, it's so amazing. When parents heal themselves, automatically you stop transferring your blocks to children, and you don't operate anymore from that lack or from that fear. You don't give your fears and unnecessary burdens to your children, and you give the parenting that you've always wanted. Not from a lack, but from a completeness. Inner child work is amazing. That really helped me a lot. It's still helping me. It's a great tool.
So this inner child course, it keeps happening at Quantum Life University, or?
Yes, every year we have the inner child retreat, at least once. We have so many other programs as well, like Past Life Regression, Soul Coach Transformation Program, and so many other programs.
So like you have spoken about the past life regression, and this is all about unplugging the secrets of life of our masters. So I would love to know about your past life. Like you must have done your past regression. So what you were in your past life, something about your past life.
That's nice, yeah. I get that a lot. A lot of people who just heard about past life regression, they are curious to know what were you in your past life. They always ask this question. So, we've all had so many lifetimes in the past, hundreds of lives, and we see those lives which are incomplete. Incomplete means, of course, every life is complete. There's birth and there's death, so it's complete.
Right.
But the lives from which we have not completed our lesson, we have some unfinished business, we call.
Right.
We've not learned something, and we are still carrying it to this life.
Right.
Those are the lives that will appear to us, that will show themselves to us, or the lives that where we've learned so much. A lot of maybe spiritual sadhana we've done in some past life, and we want to bring that wisdom to this life. Then also we go through that past life experience. So for me, the past life experience that really helped me in my personal life was about marriage. I used to have a lot of dreams about me getting married to some very old person or I'm being kidnapped and someone is getting married to me zabardasti, forcibly or something like that. I used to have this kind of weird dreams almost every week for 2 years. And it used to be a torture. I used to start getting scared to go to sleep. I don't want to get married again. So this was my expression every night. I used to be very, very scared. Then later I got to know, in one of my dreams, I saw 3 past lives. I could really clearly distinguish between my dream and my past life. It felt so real. It felt like I was really there. Even though all dreams feel like that, there's a difference in the past life dream. You know, in just one dream, I saw 3 past lives where it actually happened that I loved somebody, and because of caste or because of some financial reasons or some other reason, we were separated, and my partner is killed in front of me. So that was that has happened not in one lifetime but in many lifetimes for me. That's the reason I was really scared of marriage, and I didn't know if I'm ever going to have a good relationship, good spousal relationship at all in this life. I was really scared, especially after all these dreams. Then when I saw these 3 past lives in the dream, I could clearly understand that these are past life memories. This happened after I attended past life regression.
Okay.
So I could recognize that. I emailed Dr. Newton. Dr. Newton has replied back saying that yes, it's true, it really sounds like your past life. So I took his guidance and how to work on it and all, and I started integrating those past lives and doing the closing, you know, to understand. Sometimes we just carry our past life patterns very unconsciously, unnecessarily. That past life is over, but because that's recorded in our subconscious and the soul memories follow us with the soul, even though the body changes, the memories are there with us. So we kind of unconsciously create the same pattern, repetitive pattern in our lives. So I understood that I'm about to create that kind of a pattern, so I'd better make a full stop over here. And when I integrated that lesson and I could really transform my beliefs and everything, and then I met my husband, Pawan. We both got married at Quantum Life University only.
Oh, wow.
It was a spiritual wedding conducted by Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi and Patriji all together. And it's beautiful, very, very, very nice. That repetitive pattern, I could finally break it.
Okay.
That was a big thing for me.
Right. You know, because we keep hearing about past life regression, and for the people who don't know about it, it's like a new term. Like, you know, they get curious about what's all about this past life, what we were in our past life and all. So that's the reason I wanted to know about this. So Harika, you have been associated with PSSM and Quantum Life University from a very long time. You have always taken your inspiration from Patri sir, Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi. So I want you to share an experience and also tell us that how important these people are, and what does this three people mean to you?
That's beautiful. That's really a beautiful question. Thank you. So from Patriji, his presence is always so amazing. Through his presence, he always tells everyone, reminds everyone that you are your own master and you and I are same. Though it's difficult for all of us to integrate that unless we realize ourselves, but he always, I feel that whenever I see his photo or even if he is there directly, there's an energy and it's always telling me that we are one, know thyself. That's the message I feel strongly from him. And Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi, they are so friendly, so amazing. They are like the Buddha. And they are always telling us, be a Buddha, be a light unto yourself. They are always an inspiration for me. I always look at them as idols. Someday I want to be like you. I used to tell Dr. Newton all the time, and he would always tell me, no, be yourself. Don't be like me, be yourself.
And that's what Patriji also says.
Yes, they are the masters. So yeah, so they always tell us, be a master unto yourself, be a light unto yourself. And I want to realize myself in this life, at least to know the light within. That's the message I received.
Okay. You have spoken about the spiritual wedding with Pavan. So I just want to know about the spiritual wedding, because I have heard about many weddings, the traditional wedding, the religious wedding. But this spiritual wedding, it's like a new term for me. So if you can just tell me, what actually happens in a spiritual wedding.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. At Quantum Life University, Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi guide the spiritual weddings in a way where we acknowledge each other and accept each other fully. So instead of saying those mantras that we don't really understand, we actually tell each other in understandable language that I will always love you and accept you just the way you are. I accept your past, I accept your present, and I accept your future. And I accept your family's past, present, and future. So these words are very important, in family constellation. That's one of the processes or transformational healing tools at Quantum Life University. In family constellation, we learn that accepting the family of each other, of our partner, is as important as accepting your partner. Because many people, they say kind of, I accept you, but I don't want the in-laws. I don't want them, I don't like them, right. I don't want them to come.
It comes with terms and conditions.
Exactly. So that really creates issues, not just at a physical plane, but energetically also. I am born through my parents, so I am part of them. So I am part of my entire family lineage. They all are still there in me, and so are you, so is everybody. So when we say that I reject this part of you, that is your family, then we are actually rejecting a part of the spouse.
Right.
And that is not going to be harmonious at all in future, That can create a lot of issues with the spouse and also with the next generation that's going to come.
Right.
And that is really a best part. In Telugu wedding, usually Kanyadanam, at that time the parents of the girl, the bride, wash the feet of the groom and do the Kanyadanam. But here in our spiritual wedding, we've changed that a little bit, and parents are elders, and it's not right that they touch the feet of younger ones, right? So we both, me and Pawan, we washed the feet of my parents and his parents and gracefully accepted their gift of life. They have gifted us the life, that's why we are here today. Otherwise we would not be born if they've chosen that way. So, and they've gifted us each other. They've accepted our wedding and gave us to each other. So in gratitude and out of respect, we actually washed their feet and took their blessings. That was really a highlight of our wedding, I must say. Everyone really loved it. And in the wedding, there's one part where Arundhati Nakshatram is shown to the bride and groom.
Yeah.
And usually in normal weddings, you know, nobody sees that star actually, even in
They
daytime.
just pose for the pictures around.
Yeah. But here Dr. Newton actually explained us why we show over there in the sky is because we are reminding each other that we have actually come from there. That's our home and we are going to go back there. And we are not these, you know, this physical body alone. Right now we are here, but our actual true essence is up there.
Right.
So that was really touching again. So these are some really highlights of the wedding, I must say. Everyone really enjoyed the wedding. It was full of laughter and joy. And when we did the Sat Fere around the fire, then also it was like we are becoming one with each other at 7 levels, through 7 bodies, 7 chakras, 7 states. It was like that. Every time we would take a round around the fire, Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi used to guide us on what the meaning is about, what's the significance of doing this. So that was really very meaningful and so beautiful. Yeah, I feel that everyone must learn this and understand what is happening during a wedding and why it's celebrated with in such a big scale in India especially. There's a beautiful significance to a wedding.
You know, it's a very meaningful concept of the spiritual wedding, because, you know, with all of those, you know, big traditional weddings, if it is not meaningful, then it's just like a show off kind of a thing that we do. But this spiritual wedding that you explained, it's really meaningful, and, you know, it really stands on the relationship part that, you know, one should have in their life. So very lovely knowing all of this.
Thank you for asking about it.
So, Harika, it was so lovely knowing about your spiritual journey and, you know, about the new concepts that you have told us in this episode. I just want to have a quick rapid fire round with you with all those things that you have told us, right? So, the rules of rapid fire is that you have to answer it in one word and what comes in your mind when I say these words. Okay? So, are you ready for it? And it has to be quick enough. Yeah. So starting with meditation.
Meditation, healing.
Spirituality.
Spirituality, learning.
Patriji.
Patriji, wisdom.
Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi.
Compassion.
Spiritual wedding.
Love.
Love. Love.
Love. Love, joy.
Relationship.
Relationship, togetherness.
Quantum Life University.
Everything.
So acceptance.
Acceptance. Journey. Life's journey.
Okay. So these were all lovely answers by you. So lastly, winding up this episode, I wanted to give a powerful message to all the audience watching this Unplugged series.
So friends, my message for all of you is never stop learning. Always be open to learning, open to growth, your inner exploration. Explore your inner world and always take steps forward. Every day ask yourself, how much am I growing today? What did I learn today? And what can I do more? How can I be better? And I'm sure it'll be very helpful to all of you. I always do that, and if I forget it, I always keep reminding myself to do that. So I hope this helps you all too. Thank you.
So Harika, it was a lovely talking to you, lovely knowing about your experience, and thank you for explaining so many topics like past life regression, about the spiritual wedding, because it's like a new concept for me, and it might be a new concept for all the audience watching out there. So thank you so much for joining in this episode of Unplugged with Masters.
Thank you, Ayushi, and I'm so happy to be here with you and with all the audience of PMC English. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.